I went out to a dinner and show with a friend recently, and I think he was trying to make it a date, but then I ended up like vibing with like the person at the next table, like, literally.
Oh wow.
And I felt so bad because this guy even followed us back to the show. It was an amazing show. There was a very famous.
So you ditched a date during the date?
I didn't ditch him. We went together, and I was prepared to pay for my whole way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
What percentage of the times that you go out?
But because he took me
way?
to dinner doesn't mean I want to hang out with him. He's not. That's not the kind of. I mean, I want to hang out with him, but I didn't want to like hang out naked in his bed.
She gets treated 89% of the time.
89%
to 93%.
Yeah, maybe I don't know.
89 to 93.
But here's the situation: the performance we were going to is like one of the most famous bass players.
So he took you to a super
Sons.
great performance on top of that.
No. It was like
famous
it's a free show at the Cave in Chapel Hill, which is a very famous venue. You should check it out. Mondays they do a jam, and they had this guy named Felix Pastorius, and apparently his father was one of the most famous bass players in the history of bass players. Okay,
yeah.
And when I heard this, I was like, I've never heard of Jaco Pastorius, excuse me, and. When I heard of it, I just mentioned it to this guy who used to be a bartender at the restaurant where we were. He also had been cornered by this couple. We watched the whole thing go down. It was like our entertainment. I went in to make sure he was okay. I was like, do you know these people? Like, do you need a shot?
Oh, so the story gets a little clearer.
It's clearer.
You already knew this guy.
I didn't know the guy.
You said you worked with him at the restaurant.
The guy that you went with originally?
That I went with originally, I knew him.
Okay, right. But the new guy you didn't.
The new guy, we watched the whole thing go down. And when I went into the bar, in 30 seconds, I figured out he used to be the bartender here for 11 years. He didn't know the couple. They were just talking to him for his table because it had a good view. And I was like, well, we're going to this great show at the Cave. You should come. It's apparently Jaco Pastorius'
Did you tell him you were on a date when he was
I wasn't on a date. There was no part
vague.
of the night that said that he was on a date. My friend brought me because he knows I like music, and he fed me because he knows I like to eat.
Does your friend want to fuck you?
I don't know. Probably.
So he was just a friend. He was just a friend.
Right, but like use your big boy word.
I think
I feel like he would communicate it. Communicate what you want.
If he had the option to fuck me one time and it be over, or be my friend for a very long time, I think he would still choose my friendship.
Sometimes girls don't get to have friends that are guys.
Yeah, of course.
That don't want to fuck. Like they all want to fuck you.
Yeah, we do.
Still friends with them and don't fuck them.
And I made a comment about choosing my meal after he chose his because I would know what my budget was.
And let's bring this back. Let's bring this back real quick, right? Because in a prior podcast, you mentioned that you were very upset at a friendship that ended, that took you out to dinner and all this stuff. And I asked you, right? This person wanted to get with you, right? Yeah. And then you were like, "Oh, I missed the dinners and whatnot," right? And you're in for your full rights. I'm not criticizing. I'm just trying to dig into.
I know we had this discussion.
I'm trying to dig into the worldview just to understand it, right?
And
wait, one quick second, right? So we all like to think that we would go into the burning building, right? Because if you don't have to go into it, fuck it. Well, what's wrong with saying I'll go into the burning building, right? In a way, sometimes I find that similarly, we do find a lot of ladies that are like, "Oh yeah, I would pay. I haven't offered, and I don't have to the majority of the time, right?" And I'm not saying that it's exactly like that, right? But if you sometimes look at it from some of these men's point of view, could you see how they might think like, yeah, in an ideal situation, then this guy, right, like that.
I feel like I did hurt his feelings. Yes.
You feel like you hurt his feelings.
Yeah, but his feelings are always hurt around me, and I don't.
Why is that?
Hurt feelings.
But why is that?
And if it's this is friend that, so that
because he treats me like a friend, and then as soon as one of his friends vibes with me more, he's mad at me.
Okay.
Because he likes you.
We gotta.
That doesn't mean I should fuck him.
And
no, you don't have to. I'm just telling you.
Sounds like you're saying I should, and I need to.
No.
Well, have you communicated to him? By the way,
yes.
I'm not interested in you romantically. I'm never gonna have sex with you. Have you said that to him?
I first of all, I'm not sure if I never would, but he's not in a place that anyone should fuck him.
Okay. So could you understand? Like, I'm not saying I never would. This is like
she means
this is selling the dream,
when
but
the fucking
girl
planets
version.
align and the stars collapse.
No, I mean like if he gets his life together and his depression kicks, then I maybe would like be around him.
I'm still waiting for that to happen for me.
But I'm not saying that's not. You know what I'm saying? Like
he's not
I'm not going to
fuckable,
be the one to fix his depression.
He's not
he needs to be the one.
He's much worthy.
He needs to find things that make him happy in life, and I hope I'm one of them. But I don't think me putting my mouth on any of his privates is part of that vision in this
Would you
moment.
prefer to fuck him or have him meet you out?
I'd prefer to have him take me out to eat.
No. If you had the
No,
choice between
no.
having him fuck you or having him meet you out, what would you choose?
I don't know. It depends on what kind of drugs we're on.
Stop the cap.
That's a fair question.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
say that's
You have
fair
only
question.
had a couple drinks.
I would walk home.
Damn.
No,
Now,
see.
really, if
I
we
really
just
want to save our friendship. I like him as a friend.
No,
but
this is a
never-
hypothetical. I'm not saying this is going to
hypothetical.
happen, right? This is a
Have you told
two-choice
him that? You know,
hypothetical.
you like him
I
as a
don't
friend?
know. I think eating out is more personal than fucking.
If you eat somebody out, you got to fuck. Damn all that shit. You just like
I
smelling the
think
damn
from
food
a
at the
human
buffet and
perspective,
you don't eat it. Like,
it's not. It wasn't very kind of you, Victoria. No offense, because you were with that person. They carved out time for you. You carved out time for them. They're treating you to a meal. You can say hi to whoever, but for them to dominate your evening, you could give them your number. Even that wouldn't be bad. But maybe later, after, and say, okay, our time together is winding down. Maybe I'm going to go meet this guy now. That's a different situation.
I did that.
But to just kind of like side hustle it, and then it's just like treat somebody the way you want to be treated.
I did, and I understood it from the get-go, but this is the whole situation. The guy behind us, we watched the whole thing go down, and my friend was commentating on it, right? And then I was like, I think he doesn't know, I think he's not okay. Like, he doesn't seem okay. So when I went to the bathroom, the guy was at the bar, and I was like, oh, here's my chance. I didn't really have to pee that bad, so I compromised my urinating time for conversation
Sure.
time.
Borrowed time.
And I said, are you okay, guy? Do you know these people? Do you need a shot? And
Oh, you offered him a shot. So you hit on the guy.
Yeah, you
at
hit
the
on the
bar.
guy and bought him a drink.
I had
Hey,
my
Victoria.
credit card.
wow.
I had my credit card.
Victoria, I
in
got to
my hand.
ask one question.
I
Was he a
willing to
brother?
pay for all the things I ordered and this guy's shot.
Hey,
Okay.
Victoria, I got to ask one question. Was this a brother? I got to
Nah,
know.
she don't date black.
You don't think? Okay. The reason why I asked because
I did not
I
say
saw
I
that
didn't date
podcast.
black guys. I just said I have never.
okay, the reason why I say that because some things are cultural. You got 3 black men on this show,
Oh,
and
I know.
I'm
Trust
pretty-
me. I think our tro did that on purpose.
and I'm pretty sure that if we were on a date with you, we would not allow that. Like you can't.
You would
what
not allow that. Then I
Allow
would
was a
not
tricky
have gone
word.
on
Yeah,
a
I
date.
mean, you just cut it short.
no,
Hold
hold on.
No.
He would just be like, "You're
Hold
walking
on.
home, bitch."
What I'm saying is, based off what she's saying, and she date one
First
of
of all,
them.
preface: this guy that I went to a show with likes to go to this show anyway.
Okay.
He wanted
Is that a
company,
rationalization?
And he knows I don't have a drive.
She's pulling a Karen move on you, dog. Go ahead.
No,
I'm
what-
just saying.
Now, question.
No. So what I'm saying is-
We're
One quick
just
second.
friends.
Dave.
This guy and I are
Hey,
just friends.
Hey, everybody. Dink, hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Do you think that he feels bad because he feels that he got taken advantage of?
No, I think he feels bad because he cannot control me. And I even I said to him, I said, "Hey, I hope you had fun last night. Thanks so much for last night." No response since then. So either he died on the way back to Raleigh.
Question. Is it possible? And I always think that sometimes we're the best liars to ourselves. You know, like especially when we feel negatively about something, we rationalize things.
Right, I feel bad.
Wait 1 second, because that takes a negative emotion away. Do you think there's the potential, and unless you've spoken about this, that he did feel taken advantage of, and that you're saying that this other story makes you feel better, and that is why it's a more palatable story to tell yourself about what happened?
Well, in the
Or have you
story, he
talked to him
sounds
about it?
bad too. Like it sounds bad for both of us. It sounds like I'm a bitch and he got taken advantage of. In my perspective, I didn't ask him to buy my dinner. He told me he wanted to buy my dinner because he brought me there, right? I was like,
On a not date.
on a not date. We don't date each other.
But that's not the issue.
But
though.
he knows that I'm.
That's not
that
the issue,
I'm-
though. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's not the issue. The issue is that even as a friend, when somebody takes their time out to, you know what I'm saying, take that time to be with you,
Yes.
regardless of the fact if you see somebody else that you like you know, that you saw somebody that you was interested in, once you start, you know what I'm saying, going towards not being with me in that specific time and place, because even in friendship, it's important to sit here and value that person's time.
But I only took my potty break time.
I mean,
and
I
then
get
I
what
vibed
you're
with
saying.
this guy.
I get what you're saying.
I told him
get what
about
you're
the
saying.
show. I didn't see him
understand what
until
you're
the
saying.
show. I didn't
understand
talk to
what
him
you're
until
saying.
my
I
friend
hear
went
you.
back to Raleigh.
I hear you, but at the same token, it was just like, okay, I feel you. Again, that's some sneaky shit.
I wasn't
No. You just said it, because you just said that you controlled your bladder in order to go to the bathroom to go speak to this dude.
I actually wasn't going to the bathroom initially. I was just going
But
to make sure this
you
guy was
held
okay.
it. You
Oh,
held
so
it.
you. That's
See,
Story
you see
is
what I'm
shifting.
saying? You see what I'm
But
saying?
The story is
what we
shifting
saying
a little
is,
bit.
let's say I took all four
say.
women in here. Let's say I took one of y'all.
I
out.
need to go to the
friends.
bathroom, actually.
That's
We're
friends.
not
Whether it's-
hypotheticals. This is a
whether
real
it's,
thing
Katie,
I did like
it's
a week
Veronica,
ago.
It's Victoria. It's the young lady over here. And like Tico said, let's say the bare minimum is friends. And I see some woman over there who I really like and I'm vibing with. Out of respect, I'm not gonna disregard any of y'all to go deal with them. I'm not doing that. Because, like he said, it's time. I took time
but
out.
if you said to me, so like in this theory, right? You and I are out.
Right.
And we're out as friends. And I notice you noticing somebody, I'd be like, oh my God, go get her number.
Yes.
I want to cheer you on.
Exactly.
Well, that's different. That's
Right?
different.
So, but in
That's
this
different.
theory, lovingly, Victoria,
That's
in
different.
this theory,
I-
if we all communicate.
Communicate, exactly.
Hear me out. I feel that because I tread lightly with this person, right? I really covet this person's friendship. And when this other person came to the cave, he was like, I could tell he was trying to encroach my time. And I said, I actually can't I can't hang out with you tonight. We can hang out another time. I literally gave him my number.
Oh, that's good job.
Okay,
Good job.
there's a good
Yeah,
ending.
yeah,
Good
yeah.
ending.
Yes.
Yeah, you know.
And then when my friend left, he goes, do you want to come back to Raleigh with me? And I said, not particularly.
Oh,
And
okay.
I had a safe option to get back to Raleigh that wasn't this other person. And I also really liked the attention I was getting from this person.
Sure, that's fair.
He
Well, which
liked
person
hearing
did you
me
get
talk.
attention from? Which one? Because which guy?
The one that you met that
Yes.
evening.
The one she's
Okay.
met.
The new
When she
guy.
saved
Okay.
from the
Person
couple.
B.
Question.
Person B.
Yes.
Well, I think.
But the couple ended up coming to the cave. They were actually really hilarious.
No one
Yeah.
else had to be saved from them.
And
Yeah.
no, because they could talk to strangers enough
Quick question
there.
on this. Sorry to interrupt you. The friend that you came with, did he drive you all there?
Yes.
Was his expectation that he was going to drive you back?
He jokingly said it was a
and,
one-way trip from the
um,
beginning.
Yeah, jokingly, all right? Like,
Yeah, but
and do you think that you meeting this person changed
No, because
how you left?
he had 3 beers and he was like, I'm going to drive back to Raleigh before I drink too much. I was like, well,
Had you already talked to the other guy?
a little bit.
Did
like,
he notice you talking to another other guy?
Yeah, but I told him, I was
So
like,
he,
hey,
so
our
he was
friend's
already
here.
upset by the time he left.
He didn't seem upset, but
Oh,
he
he was
also
upset.
always seemed sad.
Okay, and now
Depression's
quick
real.
follow up,
depression
real quick.
You're right.
This is a mental health moment.
What do you value about this friendship?
Yes, values. Yeah.
I don't know. I value that this person knows how to take initiative for things that we're gonna do. He's really good at late night hangs with bands and fun stuff, so he knows I like to hang out with
So
musicians.
taking you out is
Not
that fair to
necessarily
say?
taking me out. I mean, I think I've never met that energy with him. Like, oh, just take me out to eat. It's like, hey, I'm going to this show. Do you want to come with me?
Then
Right?
This is weird to me. This is so weird. And recently, I have come to the conclusion, like, it's amazing that people would give their time and space to strangers, but when you have like friends that really like trying to get to know you and really want to be a part of you, you know what I'm saying, that you wouldn't give them that chance of being.
Well, sometimes friends
romantically.
manipulate you.
I mean, why? So do people that you meet, strangers, do the same thing?
I think
you know.
yeah.
So I'm just saying. So I've learned, because you know I've gotten older, and that it's not about. When I was younger, it was about the hunt. You feel me? It was about the hunt. It was about the go out and go seek and find new prey, right? But as I get older, it's like, yo, I mean, TLC said it. Stay in the waters that you used to. If you know somebody, that knows you, no, listen. If you know somebody that knows you as a friend,
Such a
why
gift.
is it? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you
it's
want
great.
that? Because when you get like I guess the end goal would be like to get married or be with a life partner. I mean, just to be with a life partner. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll tell you one thing: being 53, you don't want to die old, and you don't want to die by yourself.
True.
Yeah, but you don't want
And
to die.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You don't want to buy. I'm telling you for real.
Yeah.
You don't want to die by yourself. So you can sit here and bounce from relationship to relationship and this, that, and the other, trying to find the perfect one. But all that takes is work, right? If you build down and you sit down and be like, yo, he knows me or she knows me, and she knows my fault, she knows my flaws, but yet still hanging with me, still chilling with me, knowing that I've done some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yo, why wouldn't you want to build something with somebody that knows you? Now, and I get it, the aesthetics of somebody having to look good and this, that, and the other. But the bottom line is, when you get older, shit pops off. your fucking titties are gonna drag. Your fucking titties are gonna hang. They're gonna hang so low they fucking look like kneecaps. I'm telling you, this shit is fucking crazy. And when you get older, you have to start figuring out like
Stop saying older.
I'm just talking about myself.
But that vulnerability, what you're talking about, that vulnerability is so hard for folks, right? Especially when we don't know how to communicate. Right?
That's why you. That's why you got to communicate.
And I also wanted to go back to that video, like to zoom us all the way back.
Before the video, sorry, and then I'll keep you. Wafik, you had something to say. So you
quick question.
Your hand up.
Because I need to be caught up here and figure out what's going on. So. Help me out here, Victoria. You went out with a friend.
I left Raleigh with a person in his car.
Okay, but he's your friend, right?
Yeah, a friend.
And then when you
went to
very
not romantic friend.
Okay, and then when you went to the cave, you saw someone else that you are interested in.
No, I went to dinner, and at dinner there was a situation, and we all met, and that's when I mentioned we were going to this cool show at the cave, and this person who I'd met at dinner was like, "Oh, maybe I'll see you there."
But you met them at dinner because you went up to them.
No, I met them at dinner because they were sitting behind us. We both, my friend who I was there with, both him and I met because we had, this whole thing had been a scene for our entire meal.
No, I'm just trying to clarify the details because it sounded like you said that you saw a guy at the bar, walked up to him, offered to buy him a shot.
No, there was a thing before that.
No, the thing before that was like we had watched this couple attack them for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, we ate our food, and when I went, I was like, I'm going to use the ladies' room, and I was just going to go like make sure I looked cute for the cave, right? Who needs to look cute for the cave? So when I saw the guy sitting there, I was like, oh, are you all right, dude? I thought he had left. The building because this couple was now sitting at the whole table. And then I was like, do you need a shot or something?
Were you attracted to the guy when you saw him?
I mean, until he stood up.
What?
But see, for my benefit, so I can follow this, I've already moved to the cave. I understand you were out with a friend. So now we're at the cave, and after your evening with the friend concludes, you hang out with this guy you're more romantically interested in. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't romantically necessarily interested in, but yeah, the guy was really into me. He'd never seen anything like me before. Ooh. So.
Okay.
A bartender of 11 years at dinner.
I don't mean to. You're pretty special. Dime.
All right. And so now the end of all of this
I love your self-confidence, by the way. I love it.
The friend.
He told me that.
Good.
And now the end of this is the friend is upset because you didn't hang out with him more?
No, Arturo's upset with my
Arturo.
friends.
I'm not upset. I have no...
It's a little shitty on...
Because the story has shifted as you've told it. So
yes,
that's
because
why I
didn't get a chance to keep talking because of these male perspectives and that are valid. Okay, I get it. I feel bad for my friend. And even when this guy came up to me, I was like, look, my friend's going to get a little jealous if you try to get my number here.
Yeah, and the only reason why I dig into it, because sometimes we fall into patterns, and this is a story that I've heard before with a different person.
Yes, because if a guy wants to hang out with me, it doesn't mean I have to fuck him, but he still gets to hang out with me.
You want to go to dinner later? I'll buy your food.
I got one.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean you're entitled to my whole evening, Arturo.
I know. I gotta watch if you go to the bathroom.
Ain't it just an economic justice issue, though?
Victoria, if he's truly just a friend and he's not into you like that, he wouldn't get mad if you gave your number to somebody.
I don't know if he's mad. He hasn't responded to my messages.
But you said you just said he might get mad.
But it's
okay. We'll cleanse our palate. We understand the situation.
Can I give my opinion?
We'll get back to it.
Quick?
Yeah, we'll fake. Let's go.
Dating a single mom is muddy waters.
So,
trust me, I know.
Based on what I'm understanding, you go out with a friend, and along the way, later on at the cave, someone you're interested in is there in a more romantic sense. And then when the evening concludes with the friend, you hang out with the guy who you have a more romantic connection with. Yeah. So I fail to see what the problem is. Agreed. I understand we're getting a lot of opinions here, and I know Tico, you're very you're more animated about this, but I don't understand what the problem is. I don't see what Victoria did wrong.
I'm not sure either, but I also want to say like nothing really happened with this new person. Okay. Except we just vibed. All right. And I genuinely like to chase those feelings in my life. Like if I'm going to meet somebody once in my life, like, yeah, I'm going to stay later. I have a way back to Raleigh. I'm like, can you bring me back to Raleigh? I can get
Victoria,
Uber back to Raleigh.
We got that, but let me conclude here so we can move on. I understand. I don't see what the problem is with what Victoria did, because if we have a friendship, it's not romantic, then I assume that you well, you're welcome to speak to anybody else because we're hanging out as friends.
Right.
I think if this guy is upset, then he should take a look at how he defines friendship and how he communicates. I know she said many times, at least 4 times. This is why it's important to communicate from the beginning.
Amen.
And I've been an advocate on this show from the beginning. When you meet someone, go ahead and determine exactly what it's going to be. I'm willing to get into a relationship right now. I just want to be meet different people, or say I'm looking to get married or something like that from the very beginning. And people say, well, if you do that, you're going to cut your options off because they're not going to like it. That's perfectly fine. That keeps everybody away from wasting their time. This gentleman should learn to communicate his feelings with you better so that you can make an informed decision about how your relationship is going to go.
Just ain't on him, dog. Just on him. She has to do the same thing.
Yeah,
she has to
go
let her.
ahead.
Yeah, but we also
get
get to like, I mean, yes, I agree with you, and you get to, if you change your mind along the way, right? Because some people are like, I just see you as a friend, and then you spend more time together, and you're like, oh, is that what this is? These are these feelings, and so like, exactly right, and so you get to change it, but like, we're all in charge of ourselves and our boundaries. And if someone says to you like, hey, I'm just interested in you as a friend, and you're like, okay, I'm cool with that. And then you're out on this date and she's talking to somebody else, like you get to be like, okay, I get to decide how I act here. Am I going to be upset about this and make it her problem? Am I going to be upset about this and like journal it? Am I going to, right? Like we get to figure out what we're going to do. And I think that having the ability to like name what's going on and then be like, okay, and I get to choose if I still want to hang out with this person, knowing that I have feelings for her and she doesn't have feelings for me.
Yeah, that's how adults communicate things.